Hi, welcome to OWAD today. I'm Sophia Pilot into the Universal Chinese. Let's continue our January 2024 well-wishing special edition. So we have covered two expressions that commonly used at the turn of the year. We will say Happy New Year in different ways. And then today's 心想事成. It's more generic. It's not tied down with New Year timing. You can basically wish anybody, like somebody having a birthday, you can wish that person 心想事成 in the new year. Basically saying whatever you're thinking yourself want to do, it's going to happen. So 心想事成, we have 心 and 事 as two nouns. Heart basically represent yourself, your mental state. And then 事 means externally, how things are going, right? I just translate it as things in general. And then 想 is by thinking, internally thinking about it. And then eventually the things are going to happen, going to succeed as you wish. So that's what 心想事成 is about. So 心, okay, we talk about this character a ton of times, probably because Chinese language refer to your internal cognitive or emotional state a lot using the heart symbol. And heart, when it pairs with 想, that means Chinese back then, I guess in English as well, right? Like your heart goes for somebody, right? And that means your consideration, your attention, your mind is on something. So this heart and mind probably in the past was not distinguished. And heart as the pump for the circulation totally serves as a function of your physical staying alive function. But it's nowadays we know it's not about thinking. I just want to point out in the East and the West, both tied thinking with the function of heart. I don't know why. Probably people, when they feel like they're thinking about something, they feel heartfelt something that you can physically feel at a heart as an organ. Or it could be you're thinking about something, your fluid, your blood are circulating that thinking throughout, so that kind of like a spread the energy. In whatever case, Chinese use heart to mean mental processing. Okay, heart was depicted as a chamber with incoming tube, outgoing tube, and the third tube as the power to the heart itself. Simple as that. And now 想, you can see a squashed heart. So that gives you an idea about the Chinese character formation. This one is self-standing alone character. It's just that you cannot further decompose it. Versus this, heart become part of this icon, which is made of 3 different icons. And when it pairs with other icons, depends on where it's placed. It can be squished like this or squashed like that. So in this case, it's at the bottom, so it becomes flatter. But as long as the structure remains this, you can tell it's the same character, no matter what's the proportion in the vertical and horizontal space. Okay. 想. Obviously, it's a sound maker. And 心, which is the meaning maker. That means something related to your heart doing, right? And 像 is made of the wood symbol or the tree symbol and the eyeball symbol. The tree, okay. Convex is canopy. Concave is root of the tree. For a long time, I have been thinking that it's a spacer, but no, it's the root of the tree. That's more reasonable, and then connected by this trunk. The reason I was tricked because it was out of proportion. The tree trunk normally, has quite a gap or distance in between the canopy and the ground level, and the ground level was not depicted. The tree root was underground. It was not visually observable to everyday life. But Chinese language was able to capture the tree root in a character. That means we're actually really looking and thinking deeper about what tree is about. It involves both the visible part and the invisible part. And they're kind of a mirror image, right? The tree connected by the trunk. So that's Chinese tree symbol, generic. And then the right side is eyeball. Simply an oval shape with the distinction, the border lines between your iris and the white part of the eyeball. Now, eyeballing a tree in Chinese means assess. Means you're looking at a tree to decide for a hunter-gatherer society if it's edible, right? So when you're assessing, apply to other scenarios. Connected with this heart function means cognitive or mental state of being. That means you're really thinking over about something. You're assessing. You're considering something. So that's what Chinese 想 is about. Like English think, right? When you say we think, it is you're processing something. But the Chinese in particular is about assessing. So probably assessing risk and reward. It's more likely. But also you can assess basically anything, right? So it's a processing. Okay, so that's Chinese 讲是. We have 3-finger hand symbol, right? Look like that. In particular, it's a right hand. And then we have this vertical thing connected with convex with oval shape. So convex oval shape is a depiction of a very fancy, exaggerated headgear back when the government officials are the ones wearing the special headgear. I just watched Napoleon and I noticed, wow, they do have special headgear in very unique shapes to denote that's their country, their army, right? And this headgear, I guess, is as a denotion or as a visual cue of belonging. Somebody belonged to a certain rank or a certain clan was kind of universal, right? And this headgear connected with the staff simply means that somebody who was assigned as a government official back then, who has the power to do something. Was authorized to do something as a government official. It's part of the governing apparatus. And then with the 3-finger hand symbol, this was holding this supposedly a staff as well, the staff of the pen brush back then. So somebody in written communication writing down the message. This means almost like a secretary roles in a government. So they are the communicators. They are the copy makers. They are the word spreaders. So they carry the function in a government that they process a lot of documentation, either keep records, either way, right? Reporting what's happening local and then to the central government, or spreading the word from central government to local. So they are the middle layer between local and the central. And that gives you the sense of these are the things, the happenings, because I guess in ancient times, as well as today, whatever business you're in, you have to go through this proceedings, you have to register a business, you have to pay your tax, right? All that can be considered in Chinese in this definition. If you're part of this governance, you're living under this regime, you have to being processed by them one way or the other. So that's considered as things. Okay. 成 I translate as succeed. It can also mean complete. So I guess complete in a sense, it's succeed, like you finished the whole thing. And this succeed or complete or finish have two weaponry in it. So you see these pointy things, all these are the sharp edges of weaponry. So ancient times, Chinese characters made of a lot of weaponry, including the character 我 means I, right? Self-referral. That's a weaponry referral. So in this case, it actually means you have this, I guess, is one type of weaponry as well. So three of them are connected by this horizontal line. And you can kind of visualize it as if it's in a martial art movie that have different types of weaponries put on the wood frame or wood stand, spaced together. Next to each other, stand next to each other. This just visually looks like that. So it's one type of weapon that's most likely a converted weaponry from farming tool. And this is more like a spear, right? With a sharp edge and long staff. And this is some just staff. That three of them side by side list together. Stand next to each other displayed over there. And that means you have all the tools or weapons you need to defend yourself or to do farm work, so that you can make sure with the right tools, things can be accomplished. Things can happen as you wish. For Chinese, the emphasis is on to accomplish something, you need to have the right tool to do it. Okay, so these are the display of the tools in the form of weapons. Okay, 心想事成, that means almost corresponding to English self-fulfilling prophecy. However you're thinking, things are going to happen as your wish. So that's self-fulfilling prophecy. And Chinese expression 心想事成. And I got this, you got this, kind of similar because it's well-wishing and it's encouragement of somebody, just go do something and things are going to unfold as you wish. So when I translated, I didn't, of course, translate the self-fulfilling prophecy thing, but I translate as you wish. So things are going to happen as you wish. And that's probably English corresponding to the way to encourage people to say, you got this. So achieve similar effect. When English say, you got this, it's equivalent to Chinese say, you got 心想事成. All right, cash into the currency of thinking about one day with Sophie. See you another day.